Hi, I'm back again for part 2 of this tutorial showing my vintage tag technique. And when I finished the last one, I just finished putting some distress ink over the flowers that had been painted with the Cosmic Shimmers. Then the next stage is to take some of the gold leaf again. And because these particular flowers have got raised areas, just like on the embossed background, the gold leaf will pick up on the raised areas and give it a nice vintage tone, and it'll be more in keeping with the background that we've created. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do that with the two larger flowers that you need, and then as we said earlier, for creating this tag you need 4 of the smaller flowers as well. So these are the ones that have been painted with the dark bronze, and you need to use exactly the same technique once you've painted them. A little bit of the gold leaf over the top, and then these are ready to start layering. So this will need gluing onto here, so I'm going to use Glossy Accents for this, if it's working. Okay, and then you want the inner petal to be going through 2 of the larger petals, so it's not on top of it, and then just hold for a couple of seconds, and then I tend to move them because I'm working on paper and the Glossy Accents does go through, you don't want it to stick. And then for the centres, I used some of these little fabric flowers that are featured on one of my haul videos, and basically all I've done is to spray them with the Dewberry for this one. Okay, so here's my sheet that I've been spraying things on, so I'll just show you one of these. It's literally one spray, leave it to dry, and it's done. And I've done some of these already, so I've got the flowers that are actually finished for this project, so I can put those to one side. And I've gone ahead, done all the flowers, put the centres in, and the only other bit in the centre is one of the pearls, and these are flat back pearls that there's one of them, they're ivory in colour, and basically I'll just show you very quickly how I colour them. I start by putting a piece of double-sided tape on some paper, and it holds it in place because they are quite small and fiddly. So if you stick it to the double-sided, and then I can't put the gold leaf on directly because the surface won't take it for some reason, so I'm starting with a little bit of alcohol ink. So I cover it with the alcohol ink, then I let it dry. Let it dry, and then these are some that I've done before, and 2 of them I've gone over once the alcohol ink's dried. I don't know if you can see the colour difference there, but these ones, these 3 here, or 4, 3 I think, have only got the alcohol mixed if, and then this one here I've added some of the gold leaf over the top, so it's the same tone of gold. So now I can just peel that off there, off the double-sided, and leave the other one to dry, and just add a little bit of the Glossy Accents to the centre there. I know I said a little bit, but it just needs to be enough to not soak through that fabric flower. And then if you just place it in the centre, don't worry if there's any that comes out the edges, because it does dry clear. So our flowers are now ready, and we need to think about actually applying some trim to the bottom, which also is coloured. So the ones, I'll show the original one here, that was a cream braid with tattered leather, and this one it was a white one, and it had the colours that match the background. So we're going to do something similar. These are the braids, this is a cream one, and this is the lace I've chosen for the bottom, and I've gone ahead and sprayed those already with Glimmer Mist. And the colours I've used, on the braid I used the sand, which gives this colour. You can see the colour difference there, and on the white I went ahead and used the Dewberry, which actually comes out more like the huckleberry on this particular lace. So you can see it's not quite as purple as the centre of the flowers, for example. So different fabrics are going to take the colours in different ways. So we need then to apply our collage image first, and then the laces need to go over the top of that. So to apply the image, I'm just going to use an ordinary dry glue. So just a regular glue stick, and I find as a general rule the cheaper the glue stick the better it is, because they tend to be much softer. The branded ones are a little bit harder, and they're the ones that you tend to get lumpy bits of the glue coming off. It's just what I've found in my own experience. I'm sure everyone uses their own favourite brand of adhesive. I did used to use gel medium for this, but if you've got images that are printed onto photo paper, if you get a tiny little bit of gel medium onto your image, it totally ruins it. So I'm going to line that image up where I want it, and I don't want to press it too hard because I don't want the embossing to show through the image. And then I'm going to turn it over and grab a pair of scissors and just trim off the excess from the back. And you might also want to go back and just distress the edges of the image as well, just around this area here, just so you don't really need to bother with the bottom because it's going to be covered up, but just so it's got the same edge as the rest of your tag. Okay, 6 minutes already, wow. Okay, the next stage we need to attach the lace at the bottom. So again, glossy accents, and I'm going to be working pretty quickly here, and it might not be the neatest, most accurate job in the world. Okay, so we have some on there, and I tend to take a piece that is far bigger than I want, and then I can sort of line up if there's a centre point that I want. So I'm going to leave that over there, and I'm going to take the next one, and this is quite thickish, so I'm going to go ahead and put a fair amount with the glossy accents. And I've actually glued the wrong one off, and I have not. Okay, we'll start that again. I need to glue the one that I've actually glimmer misted. That's because I'm rushing to try and get it done in two. Okay, there is huge amounts now on there. Right, I'm going to glue that just over the top, and it kind of does need to be held in place for a little while. What I tend to do is to put an acrylic block on it and leave it just for a short amount of time before I come back to it and start trying to trim the edges off it. Right, okay, while that's setting up, then we can start to add some of the flowers. So if we look at the original, I've got one there, and I have one there, and one down at the bottom here. So I'm going to try and put those in place now. Again, glossy accents. That one's going to go there. And one sort of there. And this one is just going to be tucked just underneath there. And the top one, and we're nearly at 9 minutes. Okay, and the last part was the text, which was computer printed, and I went ahead and actually, shall I talk about the text on the next one? Okay, I'm going to leave this to dry off, and then I'm going to come back and I'll show you the finishing it off and how it looks when it's finished. Alright, bye!